Heyo everyone, it's AJ, and today we are talking about the next chapter of Bungo Stray Dogs. That is right, we have the second half of chapter 106.5, and holy fuck, can we just talk about the fact that it is 24 pages? Like, when was the last time we had a chapter, like a half chapter, like this long? Never mind like just a chapter on its own. Like, this could have easily have been just chapter 107, right? But no, this is literally attached to the last one. So, damn! Like, woo! They went all out for this chapter. They must have just been so fucking hyped to, like, do this, like, half chapter, that they were just like, you know what? Fuck it, let's just have it all out. Because they probably could have, like, tried to have spread it out. But why not? Well, we get the goods. So, I think we're going to be very happy, if I do say so myself, speak on behalf of all of us, because frankly, who's going to be upset at the fact that we got 22 pages? 24 pages, sorry, not 22, 24. Damn. But the great thing is, like, we actually got to continue on with Marathon as we start off the chapter. Like, we actually just carry on where it left off, which I'm very surprised at, because we've easily could have, like, went off somewhere else, because that's what Asagiri does. It's probably what's going to happen now after what happens at the end of this chapter, but like the fact that we actually got a continuation to then get like a worse cliffhanger. Pew. But anyway, so we're in the fucking lift. And like Sigma realizes, like, wait, okay, the water's on fire, which means there was substances on the wall, which then is what is ignited on top and whatnot, right? Oh, great, here we go. Obviously, like, great, we're now stuck in this situation. Panicking. And Dazai notices, is like, basically points to Sigma, but like, hey, look, your gun's basically coming out your chest. Use the fucking gun. And can we just, like, talk about how fucking beautiful that Sigma looks when he's shooting the fucking gun. Like, that little panel in the corner is just so divine. I love it. See, just Sigma in general in this chapter is just so goddamn gorgeous, and I'm so here for it. So anyway, shuts the gun at the door, doesn't do anything because, well, when you shoot underwater, like, the power of which would come from the bullets and whatnot is, like, exponentially less. Never mind when it's this thick-ass water shite. So, obviously, it doesn't really do what they hope to do. So, it's like, great, I'm, like, struggling to breathe. Like, I need air. Like, poor Sigma has the worst lungs. Sigma clearly did not go to swimming lessons. So he's like being like, right, he's struggling, he's not breathing well, so like, right, I'm gonna have to head towards the surface. So he starts going up and realizes then that the fires actually went out, and it's all happy jolly, like, yay, the fire's out, thank fuck for that. I'm just gonna go off into the, like, onto the surface and get some air. Yay! So this is like starts to smell, because obviously it's like, great, I'm not going to drown, I can breathe. Gets a hand out the surface to then just start getting dragged back down again. It's like, wait, what? Why is the surface getting away from me? Like, this isn't cool. And see just that panel of Sigma just like essentially falling back down again into the depths of the water. Like, why does Sigma have to continuously fall? He has fallen so many fucking times, and it's not cool. His ability isn't to fucking fly or anything like that. Stop making him fall. But then it turns out that, like, Dazai is, like, dragging him down. He's just like, yeah, you ain't doing that. You ain't going up there. And Sigma, split mind, goes like, wait, why is Dazai doing this? Great, Dazai's against me. He's just like the rest of them. Just a monster doing what he wants and whatnot. And obviously he's like, could be trustworthy, but no, fuck this. And literally Dazai just goes, no. Looks at him very determinedly, just being like, basically, no, don't do that. You can't do that. And Sigma then, like, clicks, like, not that long afterwards being like, oh wait, now I realise why he was doing that, because now we go into the chemistry zone. Woo! We get the science zone. Because Sigma then realises it's like, wait, okay, so things, you need multiple things for fire to work. So, in this case, you need heat, fuel, and oxygen, because that is ingrained into my head because of fucking hospitality. But yeah, so you have your three. It's actually done as a triangle. Like, it's a heat triangle, it's a fire triangle. And basically, see, once you snuff out one of the sides, or one of the parts of the side, that takes out the fire. So you take out the heat, stops the fire. Takes out the oxygen, takes out the fire. You take away the source of the fuel, takes away the fire. That kind of thing. So, basically Joyce explains the mumble jumble of that, and in this case, well, they think that the fuel is gone. No, it's the fucking oxygen that's gone. There is not enough oxygen up in that, like, top section now. So, that's why I was actually saving them, because the thing is, you go up and you breathe, like, oxygenless air. Basically, that one breath then takes the oxygen, like, from your blood, so then you just die. So it's like, one breath and you're dead. Like, kaput. Ta-da! So, Sigma then realises, like, right, shit, that's how it actually saved me, but now I'm going to drown. Like, I'm going to die nevertheless. Well, you'd think that, right? Like, Dazai just isn't having any of this, like, I'm going to die here bullshit, because you, Sigma, are actually trying to live for once. Because, remember, like, the first time you fell and you were very much, yeah, I'm just gonna die. We're all good. But you're now clinging to life and you're fighting for your life, which is good. So, Dazai just being like, you know what? No, fuck that. I'm gonna make sure you live. So, he starts to drag, like, Sigma up, right? Because he's like, yeah, I don't want you going up there, taking your first breath, and then it's like, there's a cool panel, right? Like, Sigma looks really beautiful in it, like showing off about, like, if he went up and took his first breath and all of that. And it's just saying, like, how death would just be basically, like, instant on him. And there's, like, a scythe. Like, the water around him basically makes a scythe, which is very fucking cool imagery, by the way. It actually took me a second reading, like, to get that. I didn't notice the first time I read the chapter, and it wasn't until, like, I was getting, like, wee translation notes for this, and it was like, oh, fuck! Because it's basically just saying, like, oh, how death and all that, like, just basically goes, poop, like, instantly, and I was like, oh, wait, death has a scythe, yes, that makes complete sense. I was like, why did I not notice that earlier? So, like, after that, so Sigma and is now basically getting dragged up to the surface by Dazai, and Dazai has nicked his gun somehow, and then starts shooting at, like, the intercom system. Like, Fyodor's just being like, so he starts shooting at that, right? Gets it, like, destroyed, and there's, like, a nice wee hole and whatnot. Then Dazai has the fucking audacity to use Sigma as a launching pad to then jump up to the intercom system whilst holding his fucking breath, right? To then destroy and, like, the wiring and whatnot inside. Like, what the fuck? And, like, Sigma's, like, now worried for Dazai, because he's like, no, there's no, like, way he can go up there and no die, because obviously with the whole air situation, right? And then suddenly, like, there's, like, a wee kind of shaking, and it's like, oh, look, the doors are starting to open ever so slightly. Obviously, it's not working very well because there's pressure and whatnot from the water inside the room and whatnot. So, Sigma being the good boy that he is, he goes and just goes, right, I'm not wasting any moments, any longer. I'm going to now start prying this open with my own hands. Yay! Good boy! Oh, so with that, like, whilst, like, Sigma is, like, doing that with the doors, that's why he's literally still, like, messing with these fucking wires, like, inside this lift, and he's basically just got his gun inside now. He's got his hand carefully in and just, like, basically going, like, pew 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 pew. So, like, that's, like, helping, like, with the doors, but just, like, fucking hell, that's I man. All the while just, like, casually just, like, hanging up there. And then, like, eventually, like, more water is, like, spilling out of this lift and whatnot. So there's now air coming into the room. So Sigma finally goes up to the surface and takes a, like, big ass breath. And it's like, I can breathe without dying. It's like, yes, you can. And he looks so nice. Like, because then he goes, like, wait, Dazai? And Dazai just like, yay. Like, they're so cute. Like, see when the fact is it's like, hey, look, we can breathe now. See the only wee panels, it's like Dazai just thumbs up and then like Sigma and like, oh, he just looks so cute. He looks really nice with his hair wet. He just looks so adorable. But the thing is, like, their wee, like, happy moments don't last that long, because then there's, like, the error message that comes through the fucking lift, and it's like, yeah, the water has now been stopped. We will now need to drop the lift. We need to destroy the evidence of this malfunction. It's like, wait, what? That's not a direct translation, that's just me spewing bullshit, right? But that's basically the gist of it. It's like, because the drowning in that, the water system has failed and malfunctioned and whatnot, basically it's stage 2 of let's just destroy the thing. It's broken, let's just destroy it. In this case, it's a lift, so they're gonna get it dropped. So, the lift starts to destroy itself. Well, the wiring and whatnot, like the cables and whatnot, are now like starting to come undone. I just was like, yeah, it's just destroying itself. It practically is, the fact that like the cables are coming off by themselves. It's basically destroying itself. And there's just that fucking panel of Fyodor, man. Like, he is getting off on this, like, so much. Like, he's only in one fucking panel in this whole chapter, and it has to be that one. And he's just getting, like, more and more, like, power hungry, like, as these wee chapters are going on. Like, he's going almost insane with how fucking, like, trippy he's getting over, like, being over Dazai. Like, what the fuck, man, calm down. Because it's like, yeah, they had, like, similar plans, like, if you think about it. Because obviously, they tried to drown each other's in rooms and whatnot, and it was like the whole panicking and the like drowning and whatnot. But like Fyodor had his whole like 4-step plan for like how to like cause evil essentially. And it's like, you have like the anxiety of like the drowning, and then the terror of the fire, and then like, hey, there's like suffocation because you're like drowning, because it's like, well, if you don't go there, like you're going to be drowning. And then like, there's basically like the tease and whatnot of like the anticipation of like, once all like those threats are gone, like the tease of, hey, you can go back to the surface, and it's like, no, because it's insta-kill. Like Fyodor is just like, yeah, see your plan, yeah, I'm gonna take it like so much worse. And even then, like, even with this, the fact that like the lift is now gonna drop in his favour, it's just like, oh god. So the cables are starting to come undone. Sigma is like being like, because it's now uneven with the lift, like Sigma basically gets pushed back to away from the door, and he can't reach the door to try and get out. And now he's like, great, I'm now gonna die in a fucking lift when it's falling. Like, Sigma, like, you've tried to almost die 3 times in this fucking chapter. You've almost drowned by, like, you've almost died by drowning. You've almost died by breathing in, like, oxygenless air. And now you're thinking you're gonna die in a fucking lift that's gonna fall. But the thing is, you keep forgetting. You're way fucking Dazai. And Dazai has that wee little sad panel. Like, he's got like a wee sad smirk. As, like, Sigma's thinking, great, I'm gonna die again. Well, not, like, again, because obviously he hasn't died. But you know what I mean? Like, he's thinking again that he's going to die. And with the power of Dazai's fucking long-ass legs, he gets, like, well, not under, I was going to say he gets underneath Sigma. Fucking hell. No, we're not doing that just yet. Like, basically gets in a position where he can just like shove out Sigma, like with the power of his fucking legs, basically shoving through the doors just before the lift falls. And that's what he does. He basically goes like, yeah, by the way, I remember I made a promise to you that I was going to get you out alive, so I'm doing that. And it's like, Pyo gets him out the lift. And then the motherfucker, like, after Sigma's out the lift, and just staring at him like, wait, what the actual fuck's going on? He goes, oh, I'll leave it up to you now. And then he falls! The lift fucking falls. And then that's the end of the fucking chapter. Like, the motherfucker had the audacity to look Sigma in the fucking eyes with light in his fucking eyes, by the way. Light. And then says, oh, I'll leave it up to you. Or I'll leave the rest to you. Like, you absolute motherfucker. You actually... Are you just, like, doing this to, like, rip my heart apart? Because now, like, see if we hadn't thought beforehand that, like, Dazai was setting up a potential, like, entrance exam so that, like, Sigma could come in. Because, obviously, he's already kind of teased about what it would be like if, like, Sigma joined the AD and how, like, it all comes to be and whatnot. So, if this isn't Sigma's entrance exam, like, I don't know what is. Because now it's in Sigma's court to do what he wants to do. So if he wants to go after Dazai and save Dazai, or try and figure out what Fyodor's ability is to then use it against him, to then help everyone, like, that's essentially, obviously, like, his fucking entrance exam. Or does he just go for it and, like, boot it and save himself? Like, it is literally now, I'll leave the rest to you, because that's essentially what Dazai does. He's just like, hey, I'm going to set up the scenario for you, and then I'm just going to leave. I'm going to, like, almost potentially die in all of these. But yay, that's how we do it. Like, oh, this chapter was just so good, man. So fucking good. And the fact it's 24 pages. And I'm like, it'll be next month and it'll be like, here's 10 pages again. I'm like, yay! With a completely different viewpoint, because that's what's probably going to happen. Because why would we get the resolve of what happens to Dazai in what could potentially be a crushed lift? And, like, see what people are saying? It's like, oh yeah, Chuya can just go and save him. It's like, yeah, this is Murson where, like, the majority of things, like, are ability proof, so surely the majority of that lift is also, like, ability proof. So Chuya can't use gravity on it. Like, he can't use for a tainted sorrow on it. Also, depending on, like, how you take the canonicity of how does Dazai ability, like, affect things, because in, like, the light novel for 15 years, like, the way they were able to get round, like, Renbon's, like, ability, like, in the last fight scene is because, like, they'll wrap, like, fabric around themselves, and when Dazai touches it for Chuya, like, Chuya can, like, go against, like, Renbon's ability and whatnot. But obviously it's different in the actual anime and whatnot. So, but Dazai is still technically touching the lift, so even if the lift was somehow not ability proofed, right, Dazai is still technically touching that fucking lift. Because he's got his feet out and everything, like, so it's not even a case of, oh wait, he's got, like, shoes and whatnot. It's like, no, his fucking feet are out, so he is touching every part of that. Well, he is still technically touching, like, the lift and whatnot, so the ability obviously kind of extends out with him, arguably, but who knows? Like, who knows? Also, like, as much as I would love for Chuya to save him, right? Because obviously that is what he does. Like, if you've seen it in Dead Apple and everything like that, like, it's what Chuya does. When Dazai's almost dead or perceived dead or whatever it is, Chuya comes in, right? It would be nice if that actually, in a way, didn't happen. Like, he could save him in a different sense, if that... Because obviously, at this point, I'm assuming, right? He's still with Fyodor in that fucking room. Surely he's not had time to, like, sneak out behind Fyodor's back. Surely, like, Fyodor's not that fucking delusional, like, and power hungry. Like, the fact that Dazai's just been... No, not Dazai. Chuya's just been able to, sort of, like, walk out and just be like, yeah, so I'm just gonna go to that lift. I'll leave you to your evil laughter and everything like that. You can just do your own wee shit. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what actually happens. So that'll probably happen in, like, a year. So, it's been, like, a year, like, since chapter 101 as well. Like, that fucked me up the other day when I realised that it's basically been, like, a year since that. And I'm like, what? Like, that was very messed up to remember. But, yeah. So, that'll probably happen in, like, a year or so. Like, maybe the end of the year, maybe the beginning of the next year. Yay! But anyway, let me know your wee thoughts down below. What did you think of the chapter? Oh, just how beautiful everything was. Everyone just looked so good, apart from Fyodor. But anyway, honestly, see on Twitter, see the uproar, like just the sudden rise of like Sigma and Dazai as a ship has just like increased exponentially. Like it was already there, like especially like with Dazai fucking dancing with him and everything like that, like a fucking whore. But my god, this chapter just like fed all those shippers. But yeah, you're looking forward to the next chapter anyway, and what do you think is going to happen? I think we're probably going to move on to somebody else, because let's just have the great cliffhanger of the fact that that's like basically now somewhat crushed, like going to get crushed by a lift. Unless obviously we see otherwise, but yeah. But anyway, so we'll be back next month, obviously, with that next chapter. And yeah, so until next time, I'm AJ, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.